This is the little cat that you hear crying in the background a lot. This is Diva, and she's 18, and yes, I love you. And she definitely has a loud voice. And she constantly wants to have some attention and some food. So I just wanted to put out a little bonus video for you. It's about engaging in your right brain. It's about my trip that I took to the Jersey Shore. And it was to introduce you, if you haven't met my beautiful Diva. This is her. You'll hear in the background a lot. But wanted to just put this video out for you. So I'm going to go feed her. So enjoy the video. And hope you like it, right? Say hi. Yes, you'd rather give mommy kisses. Okay, I love you. Hello, my name is Cheryl Wilson, and this is probably going to be an extra video before my surgery. I'm trying to fit in some videos. My surgery is November 10th, and I can't wait till it's over with. So I wanted to put this out. I went away for about 4 or 5 days for my anniversary, 40 years with the same man. Not every year has been easy with that man, but he would say the same about me. I've mentioned this before, if you know me, we're so totally different. I'm very artist-like, I'm spontaneous, and he's an engineer, and he is very, everything is in its place. Anyway, besides all that. But I wanted to share with you a little montage about being away. We go to the same place every year until, we retire. And it's along the coast, and it's a beautiful little place, quiet. And I enjoy it. And this year we had to go a little bit later because of all the things going on in our life. So one day, it was actually 1 or 2 days, it was beautiful. And then there were, one day it was kind of rainy. One day it was really cold and windy. So we just stayed up in our room. And the nice thing is we always get the same room, which overlooks the beach, and the montage will see that. So I wanted to start with that. And then I wanted to show you a little painting I did with a group of artists that I periodically paint with, just to get back into large paintings, because I painted small and I painted watercolor at the beach. And I'd like to show you at some point some watercolor, if I can fit a video in before surgery, if not afterwards, on some watercolors that I've gotten. So let's get into the montage of my trip, and then I'll show you the painting that I did with the other artist. enjoy that montage. I really enjoy my time when I go away. It's just for a few days, but it's just enough to really enjoy my time to relax. But I always take, since we drive, I always take my paints with me. And as you saw, I paint on the balcony and then I paint on the beach with you. And they were done with watercolor and some acrylic inks. And my inspiration for several of these was Joan Mitchell. You'll see her influence in some of the way I did these. And then I did like graphite and then some spray. So I'll do a demonstration using this paper is really good. It's a new paper I got. And the way the watercolor and the acrylic inks just reacted with the paper was really phenomenal. I love this one because this one is actually a stencil with some spray paint. And then I did some smaller ones. You know, every year I do smaller ones because I get ready for the Christmas cards. And so these are just some really cute flowers and just kind of get me in the mood. So I did that while I was traveling, and now I want to take you over to my art table and explain the concept of painting with a prompt that just gets you started and in the you know, mind space if you are been away for a couple days, or again if you've got a lot on your mind. And then we'll talk more about what I'm going to do with this it's not a real painting, it could turn into one, but what I'm going to do with it. So here's the painting, and this has got a lot of different colors, but then I mixed a lot of colors. So what you normally do, and let me show you the first one I did. I taped the first one off, and then we started with a prompt. I believe this is upside down. We started with the prompt of a letter, and with this particular one, the prompt was 1, 2, 3, and I believe that has to do with a symbolism of angel. And then you put that prompt in one corner, and then you start with another prompt, and that self go. And then another prompt was just to use line work. So I changed my paintbrush and did some line work in with the black. And then it was basically to just use some of the same paint. And then we made our own marks. So I took the tape off, and that's when I decided, because I mean, I enjoyed this. That's when I decided on this one on. So the prompts here, totally gone from the view here, but it's basically, again, you just start in one corner of the painting. And then I use this sash brush, which is a very large brush, to make a lot of my marks. And it was just to free up, and I felt I enjoyed this one so much more because it was the second one. And then, you know, you can keep going with specific prompts, like start with a numbering system, then do a letter. And then this was more curves, as you can see. And the gray is always a mixture of the color. So I use like a pink and a brown and a like Indian yellow. And then to finish off the painting, I mixed all those colors together, and then you always get like a gray or like a muddy. And then I added some white to it. And then again, I brought in some of my marks. And then I even splattered some gold in this one. So on this, it depends on, you can use this for like a background, if the colors had been a lot more muted and they weren't as bold as I put them, they could be used for a background for a painting. Or I could definitely use this for collage. Another thing I like to do, and I'm just going to show you, is I don't mind ripping up pieces because there's so much fun in bringing your pieces together. I've done this in a past video. So I'm going to rip all this up. And it depends on which way you rip. See, you know, if I rip this way, my ripped edge is going to be here. So it just depends. And I'm going to put this back together. Into a painting. And it's just going to be all the forms. And it's just another way of exercising your mind. So here we have the pile here. I'm going to grab a piece of paper because that's the easiest way to put it together. So I have another sheet and it's about the same size. So let me get that in frame. And you can just start putting the pieces together. I can eventually glue these down. I can with more paint. I think I'm going to rip this one a little more. And the purpose of this is to just allow yourself to play. I can leave some space in between. I can look at this and from the viewpoint of value. Here's a dark, and then I may want to add another dark space there. I don't have to add them all back in. In fact, I can leave that. Here's a piece with some gold on it. I may want to add that there. So I can leave some space in between them. And that gives a whole different composition. Again, I can add, like I like this. Maybe add that in. And then a lot of times what I like to do is take a piece of glass, and I don't have that right in front of me, but put a piece of glass flat on here and you can see a whole nother painting. And I almost like this better than I did the original painting. You know, I still got a couple more pieces. But it's a time that you can spend to create and then recreate. And then again, I can either glue these all on to have this painting right here, or these individual pieces that I have right here. This would be beautiful in a painting itself. Even this piece right here, where the edges are torn, would be absolutely beautiful if you're doing a painting. See, look how beautiful if I were to just have these very spaced out. You can have these, you can do this in a way where they're all going like, I don't want to call them squares, but they're all going in one direction, basically. So I used to ask myself, why am I doing what I'm doing when I would learn from other artists? What purpose is something like this in my scheme of things? And I learned that by going through the steps of creating this montage of different pieces here, something happens with the mind, the freedom of allowing yourself to let go. And I love this piece here, so I'm going to rip this up, kind of put it right there. The mindset of letting yourself go to create, and then to continue to create and create some more. When you go to create an actual painting, you have taken your right brain and engaged it in several different ways. And the power of that engagement of your right brain, taking you out of your left brain, taking you out of the questioning. Because when I'm doing this, I'm not creating a painting. My mind is creating. I'm getting into the mindset of getting ready to create a more serious painting, so to say. So the time that you're spending putting these pieces together like this, I cannot emphasize the value of this exercise. So whether you create this with specific prompts, or you create this with just a mindset of, I'm going to use 3 colors. I'm going to do all straight lines around the paper. I'm going to do thick lines, thin lines, all going straight. And then you're going to take another color. I'm going to do circular, big circles, fat circles, smaller circles. I'm going to do circles with just a pencil or graphite. I'm going to do circles with a thick utensil. Let that dry. Then take your colors that you've been working with, mush them all together, come up with a gray, add in some more. Whatever prompts that you feel you want to use, that's going to just take you out of, I've got to create something, the pressure's on, and it's going to just help you go into a mode of pure enjoyment. So I hope you give this a try. And I've mentioned this before, but I do have a Facebook page where I will put in the link below. It's my Intentional Artist on my Facebook. It's a group, and there are several of you out there that will share your art. I don't do full-blown reviews of your art on there, but I will comment, and if you want me to make a comment about your values or your composition, I certainly will out there. But it's a friendly place. I never let anything out there that is going to be mean or cruel to another artist. But it's a place to post your paintings if you want me to see them, which I really enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was of some benefit. And I hope you truly understand how getting into your right brain will really help you into your journey of now taking this and jumping into a painting that may be more of a serious venture as opposed to being in the play mode.